Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be doing a hold or sell, and this is for the Jordan 1 Atmosphere. Now, this is an incredible shoe, and I think you should watch all the way through this video, because if you've ever wanted to get into sneaker reselling, sneaker holding, or just your first investment within the sneaker world, I think this is a perfect shoe to go for. And in this video, I'm going to explain all the reasons why, because on paper, this is one of the best shoes to come along in a long time that I think will do really well on a long-term hold. So, the Jordan 1 Atmosphere is releasing on the 19th of January, which isn't too far away. And in the UK, it's releasing for around £155, but retails will vary. Now, I believe this shoe has already released in the US, so prices, you've already got a good idea of what is going to happen. However, in the EU, I think this has got us at a really good position where, honestly, I think prices will stay around this price point. So, if you actually look at the shoe, it is a very, very simple shoe to look. I've actually got a reverse shattered backboard there, and it's quite similar to that. It's got a black swoosh with white paneling behind it, and then also you've got the actual color on top. So you've got the pink, the white, and the black, and this is a really good combination for a Jordan 1. Time and time again, we've seen this classic model, and specifically colors like this, with the white back panel and the black swoosh, with then the color blocking, do really, really well. This is, in my eyes, a money maker. Straight away when you see this, you instantly know it's gonna do decent, in my opinion. Also, the pink, it's not actually too much of an ugly pink, so I think there's definitely room for some market. Also, we've seen pink Jordan mids in the past do amazingly, so is this creating the perfect combination, potentially? Now, it is also very similar to a really, really good shoe, which we've seen perform amazingly in the past. It's released a very, very long time ago, but this was the Rust Pink. Now, this released alongside the Igloo Jordan 1, and these two are kind of known as a pair, and this goes for like around £4,000 plus, although these are really, really rare, and because these two obviously look very, very similar, this kind of brings some of the hype of that Rust Pink shoe and brings it forward. It makes it obtainable, so if you've ever wanted that Rust Pink shoe before, you can now actually afford that in the form of this. However, bear in mind, it is a women's shoe and stock is much higher, so bigger sizes will tend to perform better because the majority of the stock will be in the lower ones as it's a woman. Also, I have to say, the patent leather is on this shoe. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Personally, I'm not a fan of patent leather shoes. However, it doesn't mean it's not a good investment just because I personally don't like it. Also, with this shoe, there is fairly high demand, and also it is a Jordan 1, so you do have to consider this. It will, I personally think, definitely do better than Money in the Bank, just appreciation-wise. It's going to have a better percentage, it's going to have a better return on investment, but most times shoes and assets generally do. So, we can expect the following to happen, and this is just usual shoe performance within the holding world. And this is where you'll see the shoe arrive in hand, and we've actually seen this because of the US, and I'm assuming the EU and UK market will get similar stock really kind of across Europe. And we won't actually see that much of a change, but we've already seen when the shoe arrives in hand, we've got a dip. However, I think what we'll see with this Jordan 1 is that slowly, over time, and although the price has really, dropped quite significantly since all the pre-sales, I think they're going to stay fairly strong. And this is the first Jordan 1 in a while to actually come out and look good. So I really do think we have, although I'm expecting a lot from this shoe, I think the expectation I have is reasonable, considering this is the perfect setout. We've seen this time and time again, and every single time I've kicked myself personally saying, why didn't I get that? Why didn't I buy that for resale? And this is the time, I think. So I'm going to compare this to three shoes, because I think there's three shoes you really want to compare this to. And it's the Jordan 1 UNC Patent, the Jordan 1 Rust Pink, which I previously mentioned, and also the Jordan 1 Mocha. And let me explain. So these are three good shoes that should influence the positive long-term resale of this shoe. And I think it will go up because a lot of people get this shoe, wear it, and then prices will start to go up in value just like these ones did. And now, with the UNC Patent, it is a patent leather shoe, and it's got the white and black with the simple color. So as you can see, it's got the white background, the black swoosh with the UNC blue accents, all in patent leather, which is pretty much the same visually, as close as you can get to the new Atmosphere Jordan. So you do need to consider that as well. So this is honestly the perfect example, and this shoe went up massively over time. I mean, you look back at this shoe, I think the specific name is like an Ice Chill Blue OG, something like that, and it's done really, really well, and I don't know why. If I saw this shoe, I wouldn't think that. However, it's probably been influenced by the likes of the Obsidian. This shoe also has the Jordan 1 Rust Pink that I mentioned, which will inflate it even more, because it looks like it, just patent leather, with higher stock, making a dream shoe much more obtainable. Now, the reason why I compare this to the Mocha is because this is exactly what the Jordan 1 Mocha was. It looked like a hype shoe, it looked like the Jordan 1 Travis Scott, and although the Rust Pinks weren't as hyped as them, the price is much higher than them. Does this mean it's going to perform similarly to the Mocha? potentially, I think there is a lot of potential there, because these 3 shoes kind of lay out all the possible options of how the shoe can perform. It looks like the expensive shoe. We've got a shoe that hasn't even looked like an expensive shoe, but visually looks very, very similar and performed amazingly. Whereas this one's got the added boost, and when we compare it to a shoe that's had an incredible shoe before it, it's performed incredibly and risen, you know, it's increased a lot in value over time. Honestly, I think this is instantly looking like a win. However, let me know in the comments if you guys have any opinions and thoughts instantly on this, because I'm just going through my notes here, and it looks like I would say the best time to sell is going to be in around a year. Now, obviously, you don't want to be holding stock for too long, and when a lot of people ask me, George, should I hold a shoe? Should I sell a shoe? I always have definitely mixed responses, but immediately the first thing I'll want to tell someone if they should hold or sell, if you're ever in the position where you don't know if you should hold or sell a shoe, all the time I would say, right, especially if you're new, do you need the money? This means if you've only got £200, you spent 150, 160, whatever, on the shoe to buy, let's say you got it for retail, and you're saying, should I hold it or sell it? I will always encourage you to sell, obviously, if you can make that little bit of profit, because holding that shoe for you doesn't financially make sense. You can turn over more money, you can buy more shoes, you can make more profit by spending that, you know, profit than holding it. This is really for people who have over £10,000 ready to invest, and you're looking for an alternative to a bank, if that makes sense. Also, this will obviously be a safe investment with the likes of StockX, Alias, and loads of marketplaces popping up everywhere. Also with eBay, you'll be able to sell this shoe, I believe, relatively quickly. And also, I think bulk buyers will be looking for this shoe if you're bossing it as well. Really, really good shoe to get in stores. There's going to be a lot of demand for this shoe, I can already tell. However, there are also risks with these sorts of investments, and we have seen this before. What has looked like the perfect shoe on paper be actually a disaster investment, and this was seen with, I believe, the Jordan 1 New York to Chicago. Now, this shoe was a little bit weird. Although it didn't have the white stuff, it was black, red, blue. They basically got 2 popular shoes and put them together, and in theory, obviously on paper, that looks like an incredible thing. However, it didn't. A lot of people bought the shoe, a lot of people invested in the shoe, and this made it oversaturated. Too many people were expecting things. It was almost like the Zion effect, where they just don't go up because the expectation is way greater from resellers than the actual demand, and the supply was also too high. And without the demand, with everyone holding it, the price just can't go up because not enough people even want to buy it for the shoe to possibly go up. Whereas I believe with this shoe, we have the demand there. Definitely, if you're a reseller, be sure to try grab a pair of these, just even if it's one that you can just put in a cupboard, whatever, forget about it in a year, come back to it. I seriously think you can make potentially over £100 profit. Obviously, if you want to scale that, get a few pairs, that can turn into some serious, essential passive income just by holding an asset. Much better than money in the bank. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Not financial advice, but just my opinion on the current shoe market. I think this shoe is going to be amazing. I'm going to be doing more hold or sell videos like this more frequently. So if you guys have any opinions about these, anything you think I might have missed, drop it in the comments below. Sure, like the video if you agree with anything I've said. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.